We can do it. We can do it. Have your seats this morning. I want to talk this morning for the next few moments from the subject, we can do it.
Amen.
Amen. Here we are in the first Sunday of the new year. Many of us are guilty of doing the same thing year after year, making New Year's resolutions and promises that many of us never keep. We promise ourselves, this is going to be my year. I'm going to finish my degree. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get an apartment. I'm going to lose weight, etc., etc., etc. However, by the time the hype of the new year is over, our motivation is lost and we fall right back into the comfort zone of the prior season. We've allowed ourselves to be bamboozled. Come on here, somebody.
Yes.
Many of us feel that where we are is the climax of life. We feel that we can do no better and we can be no better. So we allow the challenge of progression to overtake us. Something I found out a long time ago was this: we don't mind progress. However, we don't want to deal with the challenges that come along with progress. Progress encounters problems. Wherever there is progress, you can count on opposition to show up. Something I found out about conquest. Conquest, my friends, require opposition. There will always be opposition before conquest. Even in the midst of opposition, you got to take on the spirit of Paul, where he penned Romans 8:31 and teaching us to endure opposition. He asked the question, what then shall we say to these things? Come on, somebody. If God be for us, who can be against us? I've got good news, my friends. God's on your side. Just nudge your neighbor and tell him he's on our side.
He's on our side.
Our text today deals and teaches us that Moses is conspiring to invade and take over the land that was promised to them. As he conspires, he sets a plan. He first sends spies into the land, hallelujah, to see what's in the land. My friends, you can never conquer without a plan.
Amen.
When you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. A lot of times we try to conquer and to cause conquest to come to fruition without first sitting down and properly planning out the conquest. The Bible even speaks to us and tells us to write the vision and make it plain. So many times we don't take the time to plan our conquest. Moses doesn't just go in gung-ho, but he devises a plan. He has to first see what's in the land, and he's got to know what he's up against. You better know in here, my friends, as you shift into the next dimension of life, as you shift into this next season of life, you got some opposition waiting for you. And I challenge you today, don't you go into this new year gung-ho, but you better take the time to strategize where you're going. You better take the time to become familiar with your surroundings. I tell people all the time, anytime I go into a new place, I don't just walk in, but sometimes I look where I am. I pay attention to my surroundings.
that have invaded our territories. These are the things that have come to keep us alienated from the promises of God. And we've become so familiar with these things that we've accepted them. And we think it's okay to be confused. We think it's okay to be broke. We think it's okay to be depressed. But the devil is a liar. It's not okay to be abnormal. We are peculiar people, not an abnormal people. Everything we are ought to represent the God that we serve. Everything we do ought to show forth his praise. I find a neighbor and God say, hey neighbor, I am the called of God. As a matter of fact, I can have what he said I can have. I can do what he called me to do. I can be what he called me to be. Is there anybody? I'm almost finished. In here today, that's made up your mind. This is not the year that I'm not going to be stagnated by the opinion of people. I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel about it. Like me or not, ready or not, here I come. Pull on your neighbor and tell him, say, hey neighbor, let's shift to the next dimension. Forget about the abnormalities. Forget about what you went through last season. I know your heart was broke. I know your mind was confused. I know your money was funny. But I've come to tell you, all of that is over now. Yes, sir. Somebody raise your left hand and shout, it's over now. Is there anybody in here today that refuses to quit? Is there anybody in here today that refuses to be challenged by what you see? Watch this. We walk by faith and not by sight. So no matter what I see, I'ma keep on plowing. I'ma keep on pushing. I'ma keep on working. I'ma keep on praising. Yeah, because he knows the thoughts that he has towards me. That thoughts are good and not of evil, to bring me to an expected end. Just do me one more favor. Inconvenience yourself and tell your neighbor, my destiny is expecting me. I've been held up long enough. I've been held back long enough. I've been backed up long enough. But my destiny is expecting me. Somebody, anybody, everybody lift your voice and shout glory.
God promises them. They see that the land is already illegally inhabited. Don't worry about stuff who got your stuff. Sometimes you look at people and you say, now I know God promised me that. And I've been doing the best I can. And I know you ain't doing nothing. You got what God promised me. Sometimes you can't allow yourself to be discouraged by people who got your stuff.
Say it, Pastor. Say it.
Wow.
It was illegally habited. The Bible says that when the spies saw this, in the text, the text says they saw this, they went into the land. The text says that when they went into the land, everything in the land was bigger than them. I want you to get the revelation here. The grapes were bigger. Come on here, somebody. Everything that the trees produced in that land was bigger than them. The place where God is shifting you, everything in that place is going to be bigger than you.
Yes, Lord.
Watch this. When you're able on your own to maintain the vision, that's not a vision, that's just a dream. Anything that's given by God is always bigger than you.
Oh, yes. Come on here.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the text says that when they get there, they find that everything there is bigger than them.
Jesus.
Everything in the land is larger than life.
Yes.
Text says here that they continue to spy on the land. They go back to Moses. They said, listen, Moses, we got a problem here. They said, you sent us over into the land of Canaan, but we've seen the descendants of Anak there. The giants are in the land. They've taken over the land. Just so that Moses would believe them, the text says that they took one of the grapes from Canaan and they took it back to Moses to show him proof that everything in Canaan was larger than life. The text says here, hallelujah, when we take time to properly exegese the text, we'll find here that when the spies saw this opposition, it did three things. The first thing it did was it challenged them. Amen. Somebody shout to challenge them. When they saw the giants, the Bible says they felt as grasshoppers in their sight. In other words, what the writer is trying to get us to see here is that there was a spirit of insignificance that had set in because they saw the opposition was bigger than them. They saw the opposition was larger than them. They were intimidated by what they saw. My friends, never allow intimidation to set in. Intimidation is a tool of the enemy. It's the thing that will cause us to miss out on every promise of God. Anytime you're intimidated by something, what that means is you feel inadequate as to it. You feel like that you can't handle it. And the text says here that as they were intimidated, hallelujah, they begin to back up and say, listen, that they're mightier than us, they're stronger than us. There's no way that we can handle these giants. My friends, I've come to tell you, you might not be as big as the rest. You might not be as gifted as others. You might not speak as eloquently. You might not even be able to convey your message the way that others do it. However, whatever you can do it to the best of your ability. Come on here, don't you remember Moses? Moses himself, he had a speech impediment. He wasn't perfect. He had a handicap. God has a history, Jones, of using people who have handicaps. So watch this, because when you're not able to do it in and of yourself, you've got to totally depend and rely on God to do it for you here. And so here they begin to suffer. They begin to suffer from the spirit. Yes, from the spirit. Oh my God. They begin to suffer here. Yes, from the spirit of intimidation. Not only did it challenge them, but it builds them. When they saw the giants, they felt as grasshoppers in their sight. They felt insignificant. Yes. So it built something in them. It built something in them that wasn't there before. Even though they felt insignificant to the giants, there was still something in them, come on here, that caused a press to come about. Number three, it proved them. Here we find ourselves in verse number 30 of our text. The text says here that when they get back to where Moses is, you got Moses, you got Aaron, and you got Caleb. The Bible says that these men come back with the report. They said, listen, we've been in the land and we've seen what was in the land, and we're not able to overcome these people because they're bigger than us, they're stronger than us, they're mightier than us. Here Caleb responds to them in verse number 30. He says, I know you perceive them to be mightier than we. I know you perceive them to be greater than we. Yes, they might be bigger than us. Yes, they might be stronger than us. But in spite of how they look, and in spite of how you have perceived them, in spite of your personal perception, let's go up. Yes, sir. And possess the land. He says to them, we're well able to overcome the opposition that awaits us. And so in other words, what he says to
them. It's in spite of how it looks, we can do it. In spite of how insignificant we may seem, we can do it. In spite of the challenge, we can do it. My friends, don't just think it, don't just dream it, don't just hope for it, but this is the season to just do it. I'm reminded of a Nike slogan some years ago. Some years ago, Nike had a slogan that said, just do it. Why sit here and die in the condition that you're in? Why not take a chance and trust God? There comes a time in your life where you got to learn how to take God at His word. I got a problem with the church. We'll dance over stuff we heard. We'll shout over stuff that we see God do in somebody else's life. But when it comes down to our own personal perception of God, our faith dies, our hope dies, our expectation dies. But I've come to tell you today that everything that you've been waiting for God to do in your life, now is the time. Is there anybody in here today that's made up in your mind? I refuse to sit by the side of the road. I refuse to sit on the back of the bay watching time roll away. I refuse to allow life to pass me by. I've wasted enough time. Yes, sir, I've casted enough of my pearls to swine. I've wasted enough oil. I've wasted enough gift. But this is the season that God is setting the stage. Is there anybody in here that believes God has reserved this time in history just for you? I'm coming to tell you tonight, now is the time. You've been waiting on God, but God said, I've been waiting on you. I want you to know today you can do it. Whatever your mind says you want to do, this is the hour